Hi guys, this is Michelle Renee. I'm with destinationliving.co and Windermere Coeur d'Alene Realty. And I have a couple of my favorite people. Mary Welsh. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
And Mary's with Windermere also. She's with the Destination Living team, just like I am. And then Kaylee Palmer. Hi, Kaylee.
Hello.
And so we're going to talk about this property out on the prairie, and Mary will go over some of the details about the property, but we just wanted to introduce people who might be interested in hobby farming. We're going to talk about 4-H. We're going to talk about the area and so many of the exciting things to see and do in this area. So even if you're not relocating from another area, say maybe you're local to this region, I think you're going to learn something, because in researching this, actually learned quite a bit about things that I didn't know about, and I've been here for a while. So, and then Kaylee is a native. She's with Mountain West Bank, and so she's going to talk about the lending programs available for those who need, or who will be buying with a loan, and the different options there. But she can also speak to the area, and she's a mom of 2 kids, Kaylee, right?
Yep, 2 boys.
two young kids. And then Mary and I both are empty nesters, so to speak. So we're veterans. So I wanted to just kind of highlight, Mary, you want to talk about the house itself and share with people what this is?
Sure.
What the property is about. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is definitely not a little house on the prairie. This is a very spacious home. It's 3114 square feet. It has technically 6 bedrooms, one of which could be a bonus flex room, but it does have a closet, so it is conforming as a bedroom. There's a beautiful picture of the living room. So like I said, 6 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, main floor master, which is very convenient, and a nice sized laundry room. It actually has a laundry chute from the upstairs, which is kind of rare to find these days, but it is convenient.
You can see the pictures, kitchen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it has a lovely kitchen with beautiful quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances. I will point out that all of the appliances stay with this home for the new owner, including, the washer and dryer. There's actually an extra fridge in the garage. There's a generator, very handy to have. So that's a pretty good bonus. So looks like we're looking at the master bedroom and bath right now. Okay. This is the loft.
Yes, so this is upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs. This is that 6 bedroom / bonus room. So the location is very convenient, because you're a hop, skip, and a jump to downtown Coeur d'Alene and even to Spokane Valley, if you've got a commute to Spokane Valley or Spokane. So it's a great location to experience acreage, and with that comes so many opportunities, which we'll be talking about. So it's a great home, 4.68 acres, 4.65, sorry about that. So there's ample room for, you could build a shop, have a dream garden. We're going to talk about hobby farming, the chicken coop, and chickens stay as well. And we all know eggs are astronomically expensive. So
but I'll go back to that. This is
that
the fence. I was just saying, I'll go back to the chicken coop area.
Okay. Yeah. So
that's a fenced area.
Right. And we of course are getting well, we're still in winter, so you can see the snow on the ground, but the prairie provides beautiful sunrises and sunsets, and there's some lovely views of the mountains. So this is just a fabulous home for someone that wants a lot of space and again, experience that rural lifestyle, but not be way out in the boondocks like so many of the rural properties. So I think it's just an incredible opportunity. It's priced at $849,900, and the sellers are offering a $10,000 rate buy down. Kaylee will touch upon that a little bit later, how that's going to work with financing and payments and all that. So
I
I
wanted
just-
to point out just a couple things. At the end of those photos was the proximity to certain key places. Let's see. Oh, the hospital. So it's 13 miles to Kootenai Health. And 32 miles, which is definitely less than an hour, maybe like what, 40 minutes or 45 minutes or something to the airport. And then where we are on the map is right here. So you want to speak to the Hayden Avenue is a very busy street, right?
Right.
Except that.
Well, yeah, for locals, when they think of Hayden Avenue, they think of very busy. However, this is actually the end of it. It's a cul-de-sac street. So you're not going to have a lot of through traffic at all. So that's, you know, again, speaks to the great location. So it's lots of opportunity. You can see it's only 14 miles of downtown Coeur d'Alene, which provides all kinds of wonderful opportunities. So you've got quite a variety of location choices, you know, from the home that aren't far at all. So.
Okay, and can you speak to the issue of farm animals and the CCNRs and?
Right, so this neighborhood known as Garnet Ranch, they do have CCNRs, but there is no HOA, which is very desirable for a lot of people. So the CCNRs do allow for livestock. So you could have a hobby farm here, and you could have alpacas, goats, sheep. I believe you could even have 1 or 2 cows, definitely could have horses. So again, that provides all kinds of opportunity for someone that might be involved in 4-H, so to speak, like we mentioned before. So again,
yes, we'll talk about 4-H in a minute.
Yeah.
How about like the pros and cons of living on the prairie?
well, you know, as locals know, with the prairie, you are going to have the railroad tracks. It's a given, you know, they've been going across this prairie for years and years. So, you know, frankly, a lot of people find the sound of trains enjoyable or romantic. I've even heard that term. So it's definitely something.
My sister calls it charming.
Charming. Okay, right. So that is it, you know, for some folks that could be a drawback. Also, you know, you're going to have power lines because again, they were there first. So, you know, there are definitely cons to the prairie. The pros, of course, I think outnumber them quite a bit. So
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, there's thousands of people that live on the prairie. So just like anything, you know, some people are going to love it and some people are not. Some people don't want to be in the heart of downtown because it's too busy, and some people love being in the heart of downtown because there's so much to do. So I think in the same way, I mean, the prairie sunsets are ridiculously beautiful. I mean, they're just gorgeous. And you know, the hunting nearby in like Cougar Gulch area and just proximity to there's hunting in all directions, like to the north, to the south. And you know, living on the prairie, it's nice and easy to get to, and the proximity, like even though it is rural and you're sort of out, you know, you do feel like you are out in the country, and you sort of are, but you're still close to a lot of things. I mean, what was it, like 15 miles to downtown Coeur d'Alene?
a little less than that. So
and so let's see, I picked up, I'm just going to show some screenshots of pictures. Tubbs Hill is part of downtown Coeur d'Alene. That's gorgeous. The Centennial Trail, is right there. And that is a huge, it's a big deal around here, especially for cycling enthusiasts who want to, you know, be able to bike along the waterways during a good chunk of that. I don't know how many miles it is, but it goes quite a distance into Coeur d'Alene, but it goes along the river and into Spokane as well. So
Mhm. Beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
sights to see along the way. And should we talk about proximity to Spokane? And
sure.
so again, you know, you're not far at all from Spokane, and there's so much to do. These are pictures of the gondola in Riverfront Park, which is just spectacular. I've actually did a little staycation and just had so much fun exploring this park. And there's wonderful festivals. There's Pig Out in the Park, which is just incredible. These images are of what's called the ribbon. So it's not just an outdoor ice skating rink, it's a ribbon. So it's almost like being able to skate, you know, on a frozen river, so to speak. And
Yeah,
it's just
it's really
beautiful
cool.
down there. Spokane provides amazing entertainment opportunities, Broadway plays, some big ticket bands have come here. I saw the Eagles, which was a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah, I did.
Paul McCartney started his tour last year in Spokane, so it's a big deal, and it's not far at all from this, you know, location of this wonderful home. So you've got just all kinds of opportunities to play.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, let's, I do want to talk a little bit about and at length about 4-H. And so I'm going to play this, I think it's less than a minute commercial about 4-H. And this, the reason we're talking about this is because hobby farm enthusiasts, or, you know, just gardeners in general who are sort of obsessed with, you know, some, just growing some really great things. This is a great property to do that. So 4-H is, has a neat program that it's done through the Idaho Extension or University of Idaho Extension program, right? So here's a little commercial. Can you guys see this okay?
Mhm.
Can you see the screen? Okay. So I'll hit play and go full screen.
Of an idea. By empowering the next generation to lead, 4-H took root and grew and grew and grew. Out of the farms and into the towns, from the suburbs to the cities. Anywhere curiosity roams, the confidence thrives. Anywhere technology can be advanced and achievement is valued. Anywhere positive change is possible and giving back lifts entire communities forward. If you think about it, it makes sense that we began with farming. After all, true leaders aren't born. They're grown.
So cute.
Yeah. 4-H has been around for over 100 years, I learned, and in researching for this, it's just amazing.
Ways that you
what
can generate leads.
this
Number one,
provides.
it's social media, little help posts. These are
Oh, whoops, we have a
Hold on.
a lot of people.
Okay.
yeah,
Hey guys.
I know several 4-H families, and I mean, it's not just about raising animals. They've got cake decorating, Lego building, photography. Of course, raising animals and showing them at the fair is a huge thing for a lot of kids. So it teaches so
Yeah, they
many
show
life
them at the
skills.
fair and they also sell them, don't they?
Oh yeah, I heard a story where a young lady got $10,000 for her lamb. There are a lot of people in the community that are huge supporters of 4-H, and they'll get together and go big ticket for some of these animals. And most of the money does go back to the kids. So it's just amazing. And they are taught professional skills in their meetings. They have a treasurer, they have a agenda. It's not casual at all. They're learning to conduct themselves in a very professional manner. And I think a really cute thing too, that the age range goes from 5 to 18, and the 5 to 7-year-olds are called the clover blossoms, which I think is just the cutest, the cutest term. And they hold the flag at the meetings, and all the kids, like I said, learn different skills for presenting themselves professionally at a young age. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And Kaylee, did you know someone who does 4-H or has done it in the past?
Yeah, my sister had pigs in 4-H when we were in high school. And yeah, to Mary's point, it is like an amazing way to teach kids just how to like, even the money side of it, of, you know, having to like pay for the food and pay for the shelter for your animal.
Mhm.
Know that you're going to sell it and make a profit. You know, you got to subtract out your expenses. My parents, that's how my parents did it for my sister. They like lent her the money to get it all started, and then she had to pay them back. And so it's a really cool, like real life way to kind of teach kids, even, you know, the money management side of it.
Mhm.
And yeah. And I just want I want both of my boys to have pigs in 4-H because I love 4-H kids. Like they
Yeah.
always turn out great.
Well, it's just like salt of the earth people, it seems like,
Yes.
to invest their time in doing that sort of thing. And so it's exciting. And then what I have up on the screen now is this University of Idaho extension program. So you can see there at the top on the left where it says about 4-H, but there's all these other ones, Mary, that you mentioned, like gardening,
Mhm.
health and
They-
nutrition. I mean, I had no idea about this.
Yeah.
If you
And
are into farming, you know, and you want to do a little hobby farm on this property, I mean, they have information on water quality and how to, you know, address just all sorts of different issues about growing. So I
yeah,
feel
they
like
have
it's invaluable. Sorry,
they
go
have
ahead.
several levels of the gardening, where just from the basics to master gardener. So it's just a wealth of information that you can glean from, you know, tapping into these this resource that I didn't even know we had it here.
Well, and 4-H is really directed toward the kids, right? But the gardening
Yeah,
and these other programs these are just anyone, aren't
for
they?
anyone. Hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty
That's
amazing.
exciting. That's exciting. And then, hey, look at this cute girl. Who's that, Mary?
She looks like she could be related to me. This is my daughter, Jessica, who actually lives off grid and has freeborn family farms and forest school. So she talks in this little video about the amazing opportunities for kids in this area, and low cost or no cost at all. So we can.
Okay, so let's hear from Jessica. And just for a little bit of backstory, Mary, tell us, so did you grow up here, or where did you come from, and how long has Jessica lived here?
Well, I moved here actually almost 12 years to the day. We arrived March 9th. I won't say from, we came from California, and you know, we have just never looked back. We just love living here in the Pacific Northwest, the Idaho Panhandle. We've met so many amazing people. The community spirit, so to speak, is just amazing here. Like Michelle said, I mean, lots of salt of the earth type of people. So, and then Jessica's family, I think she says this in the video, moved here 5 years ago with her 2 little boys. Haley can talk about, yeah, lots of energy there. In fact, I believe there's a little part in this video where one of Jessica's sons was trying to come out of the sliding glass door, and I tried to keep him away. So anyway, he was actually running around in the snow yesterday, but yeah, this is a good
Okay,
one.
let's watch. Hold on.
Hi, Jessica Freeborn here with Freeborn Family Farms and Forest School. I am here to talk about all of the amazing, affordable recreation outdoor activities that we can experience living in North Idaho. I moved here about 5 years ago, and my family and I have done a lot of exploration, foraging, camping, fishing, river rafting, you name it. We have so on all of the lakes and rivers. We have amazing museums and forest schools, of course. At forest school, we teach kids about foraging the medicinal and edible plants. We have quite an abundance here in North Idaho. A favorite activity in the summer months is huckleberry picking, and they're the best in the summers when we have those. And we always like to freeze some time. And then to get through the winter, I always encourage families to continue hiking. Put on your Catula clip-on spikes to walk over ice without fear of falling. Cherry Hill is a famous sledding hill, and also the Snow Bunny Hill at Farragut State Park is a wonderful place. Beaver Bay is one of our favorite places to go swimming in the summertime. There's always freezing. So the list goes on and on about all of the amazing, affordable recreation we have here. So you can explore as a family and leave no trace behind.
Okay,
I still read
whoops,
books. I'm
stop.
reading the Emergency trilogy, but
Okay. So I'll exit that. Yeah, that's exciting. And so, what's the name of the bay?
Beaver Bay, and that's actually my background here. It's in Farragut State Park, which is up a little up north of Rathdrum area, but it is such a great little swimming area. And I don't know if the sound was cutting out for you guys, but when Jessica was talking, I will say the water is always cold
Yeah,
there, but it's beautiful.
awesome. Okay, and then here's Janie, which is, she lived on the prairie, and I'm going to show you some amazing pictures, but let me just play this. It's very short. And then I'll show you her garden. And she was obsessed, by the way.
About living on the prairie. One of the favorite things that both my husband and I loved about living on the prairie was the beautiful, gorgeous sunsets. We sit outside drinking wine and watch those sunsets in the summertime. Also, if you have a little bit of room, you could build your dream garden. I was able to build a dream garden, and I love gardening even to this day. So if you're looking for a little bit of room, or want to have a shop, or build your dream garden, move out to the prairie.
Okay, so that was Janie, and this, I'm gonna get rid of that so I don't get that weird automatic play thing. Where did I put her photos? They are right here. So just
Okay.
real quick, I'll show you. Oh, well, that's the finished product. She does a lot of canning, and so you can see the finished product, and then
Oh, that's
her
beautiful.
garden beds. I mean, she just spent so much, it just gave her so much enjoyment. Her deck was not far from this area. And they would just sit out here, and where you see the clouds in the sky and those mountains in the background. I mean, I know you guys have been out here. Isn't it just like,
Beautiful.
it's so pretty when you,
Very-
especially right now when you have snow on the mountains, and
Mhm.
those sunsets are amazing.
Yeah.
So
Very inspirational.
yeah, she grew all sorts of things. You'll see, oh, here's some of it, squash and her strawberries. She did a lot of, canning. So she did a lot of pickles, and yeah, so there's a lot of resources here at our fingertips. Hey, look, I think Kaylee's up next. Kaylee, can you talk about buying this house, how to finance it, and what people should know?
Yes,
Some of
absolutely.
the options, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we mentioned already, but these sellers are actually offering a $10,000 seller credit to the buyer. So the buyer can utilize that $10,000 however they wish, just toward closing costs, or they can use it to buy down the interest rate. And with the rates being a little bit higher lately, people are doing that more often now, is paying extra points to buy the rate down. On this flyer here that Michelle's going to kind of show us through, I have a couple different loan programs. I've got just a normal 30-year fixed conventional regular paying 1 percentage point or one origination fee or discount point, just paying 1% of the loan amount, which is kind of your standard vanilla loan program. Kind of what that would look like. So payment on something like that with 20% down, with the rate at 6.75%, which is right about where we're at today. Payment's going to be $4,672.45. So that's column number 1. The second column has a 3-2-1 buy down. So that is a temporary buy down where basically the rate's at 6.75% today. But if you utilize a 3-2-1 buy down, you can, on year 1 of your loan, you can actually get the interest rate. The payment would be based off of an interest rate of 3% lower than that start rate of 6.75. So the first year you'd actually be at 3.875. So that's kind of confusing. The rate on this buy down was 6.875 when the start rate was, so it was an 1/8 higher than the normal 30-year fixed without a buy down. So that's why that is an 1/8 higher. But so let's say the start rate was at 6.875 on year 1, your payment would be based off of a 3% lower interest rate at 3.875, which would yield you a payment of $3,459.74, which is a $1,200 savings in that payment, which is huge. Just goes to show how much interest rates drive the payment. So then that's year 1. So then on year 2, the interest rate would only go down by 2%. So you'd be, if we're again at 6.875, you'd be at 4.875. And then
That's
on
what
year,
this is saying down here in the fine print.
yep, yeah, it's got kind of the detail, yep. And then on year 3, you'd be 3% lower, so you'd be at 5.87, or let's see. So 3, you were at 3% lower, so you were at 3.875, 4.875 on year 2, 5.875 on year 3, and then on year 4 and any years thereafter, you'd be back to your normal start rate of 6.875. So kind of a good deal to save some money up front in those first few months. And then the goal would be that you could try to refi out of this when the rates come back down. And the beauty of this program is once you refi, if there's any money, basically the fee to do this is the interest that you're saving for those first 3 years. And so if you end up refining after a year, you actually get the money, the 2 years interest that you paid up front, refunded back to you. So it's a pretty cool deal. And it's a good,
And you're starting at this 3459.74, and that's for the whole first year.
for the whole first year. Yep. And on year 2, like you said, it's down here in the fine print. Then, then it was 35.98. And then, so every year it's going up until you hit year 4, where then it is fixed. It's not like an ARM where it's going to keep, go crazy on you. It is what it is. You know everything beforehand. You're qualified based off the highest payment, which is the payment at the 6.875. But it's a great way, like if you think like everybody else thinks that we're going to be able to see some lower rates here in the next couple years, and you can refi and get yourself locked into a lower interest rate. It's a great way to maybe to lower your payment for the next couple years, and in hopes that you can turn around and refi it for a lower rate. But at the same time,
let me just point something out. I just want to make sure I understand this. So down in the fine print, so the rest of the payments would be $44.66 after year 3, right? So starting year 4 on.
yes, after year 4, starting year 4. Yep, that would be the rest of the term if you didn't
I
refi.
just want to point out that's only, comparing it to the column on the left, 4672, not all that different, right?
No.
And so you have the sort of safety net of trying this program out. Worst case scenario, you are a little bit higher, but it's not all that much. And you had 3 years of much lower payment.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And
You're
it's
one that,
pretty common for people to refinance, and we're making the assumption that the rates will go down, but even if they don't, it's not all that much more.
right. Even if they don't, you're just kind of locked at what you would have been had you not. So, which is where it's different than an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage, which freaks everybody out. That after 5 years, then it could go up to 15% on you or something. This is maxed out at 6.875. It's never going to go above that.
And so we just call this a 3-2-1 buy down.
Yep, this is a temporary buy down. This is a 3-2-1 buy down. And then on the third column, the last column there is another buy down. It's a 2-1 buy down. So same idea. It's just that you, on year one, your interest rate starts 2% lower than the start rate of 6.875. So you'd be at 4.875. And then on year two, it would only be 1% lower. So you'd be at 5.875. And then the same thing is true. The cost to do that is the interest savings. So you're basically prepaying for the interest savings and the years that you're getting the buy down. And how you can win on it again is if you refi before that time period comes up, you've saved all that money in your payment and the interest, and then you get the difference that you didn't if you refied after a year and you had a year or two left, you actually get that interest refunded and you get it applied towards the principal, I guess I should say. You get it not like a check back, but you get that money refunded or applied to your principal of your balance of your loan.
Gotcha. Okay, and so this $10,000 can be used in different ways, right?
You can apply the 10,000 towards a temporary buy down, which would be the 3-2-1 or the 2-1 buy down. If you don't love that, you could apply it towards just a regular buy down on a 30-year fixed, same interest rate the whole time. You could also just use it towards your closing costs. So yeah, it's up to the buyer, whatever's going to pencil best for them and their situation. There's options. So
Okay, awesome. Yay,
Thank you.
Kaylee.
Yeah,
of course.
Did we miss anything, Mary, on that?
I don't think so, but I'll just say it again. It's a great home and it's just waiting for its new owner.
Okay, I just have a couple, well, more than a couple, but I have a handful of things to go over just real quick. So there's a lot of, for anyone who needs to know about schooling options, there's a lot of different options when it comes to schooling in the area. You could do public. And there's, a number of options that way. You could do private. We have charter schools here, which are amazing. There's a huge homeschool community. So there's a lot of like co-op, homeschool programs or kind of hybrid. I did a little bit of all of the above with my kids. So, it sort of depended on the kid. I had one that went to Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy all the way through. For my other two, that was not for them at all. We did a little bit of homeschooling. That also was not for us. And so it was nice to have all these options. And I loved that there was such a big homeschooling community too, because I didn't really, know where to start with that. And there was a lot of support. So anyway, Kaylee, you have little kids, but they're little, right? And so you did preschool or?
Yeah, yep. So 5 and 3, and yeah, they went to Christ the King Early Learning Center downtown Coeur d'Alene. They started out there at 3 and 6 months old, and they're still there, but they'll start this fall. My oldest will start kindergarten at Dalton.
Nice.
So we're gonna try that route and see what happens. Adjust as needed. Lots of options, like you said, though, which is comforting as a mom. You're like, okay, we're going to give this a try. We think it'll be, we've heard good things, but it's nice to know that there are so many options and people doing different things. And that if that doesn't work for you or for your kid or whatever it might be, that there are so many other options and there's so many other things that you can, you don't have to feel kind of like you're trapped in one option,
Right.
Yeah, and there's a STEM charter academy, and there's a new charter school opening up, and I forget what their focus was, but it's a big enough area. This is what I love about this area is that we're not in the middle of nowhere where we have no resources. I mean, if you need a Home Depot, it's down the street. If you need, gardening or farming supplies, there's feed stores, there's co-op, there's North 40. If you want hunting supplies, there's huge options there, between Black Sheep and Cabela's. And, if you want a shooting club, that's down the street. If you want a car club, go to Coeur d'Alene. I mean, it's just, there's so many things at our fingertips. And at the same time, it does feel kind of small townish, like with the kids. It happens all the time, where I run into people, I know, and maybe my kid went to school with them or they did Awanas with them, or, I mean, there's just, there's a lot to do here.
Yeah,
So,
lots of community support too, or lots of, like with the homeschooling community, there are so many, you know, families that get together and swap, you know, field trip ideas. And so again, like Haley said, I mean, it's great that you have these options and find what works best for you
and the
and your
sports
kids.
program too, for the kids, you know, that reminds me of hockey. I had a friend, they moved here just because of the hockey, because of our proximity to Canada. We're about 90 or 100 miles from the Canadian border. And I think they had their sights on their kid going into the you know,
Right.
pro with hockey.
Wow.
So that was a big deal. There's a lot of horseback riding options and equestrian centers and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a wealth of just outdoor living. And I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the camping. Oh, we talked about, who wants to talk about the Croc Center? And we'll wrap up here in a few minutes.
Kaylee, do you want to, or do you want?
I can talk
Kaylee,
about.
do you go to the
Sure.
Croc Center?
I don't have a membership there, but my boys, we just did swim lessons through the Croc Center. So they do have where you can have like a gym membership there, and then you can utilize, you know, they have like classes, like workout classes. They have a swimming pool. They have basketball courts. They have a rock climbing wall. They have, you know, kids play zone. They have just a ton of different amenities, but and you can have a membership and do the different things there. I think there's different levels of memberships you can have too.
Yeah.
We just signed up for the swim lessons, and they have, you know, I was realizing they've got different swim lessons you can do. You could come and do different classes on just a bunch of like cooking classes. I mean, things that I didn't realize they
Yeah.
had.
There's also a big auditorium that I believe a church or two meeting, but there's also Christian Youth Theater, another amazing program in this area that I don't know the age range. I think it may be up to 18, but it is so amazing. They put on these amazing shows, and all the kids get an opportunity. If their strength isn't acting or singing or dancing, they can help with the lighting and the sets. And
Yeah.
it is just, it's amazing the shows they put on.
It really is.
Great
When my
entertainment.
kids were little, we were there all the time between, like Kaylee, like you said, the swimming, and when they're teenagers, there's like a teenage hangout area that's a super cool space.
Little
And
coffee
not just
shop.
for kids though, I mean, there's a lot of seniors there.
Cafe, yeah.
Yeah, there's a cafe. I used to meet clients there, you know, regularly. And the seniors though, there's a big senior community too. So it really is like a wide range of things to
Something
do.
for, yeah.
And very
Okay.
affordable.
And
Very
Mary,
affordable.
you were going to talk about floating the river and Quemlin
Oh.
Park.
Well, now the location of this home on West Hayden Avenue is actually fairly close to a wonderful park in Post Falls called Quemlin Park. It's across the river, so you go north over the river. So that is it's got a little beach, wonderful picnic area, play area. You can have events there, birthday parties, that sort of thing. And then it's just amazing because
So
right
I'm
next
pulling
to
up the
Quemlin.
map. Excuse me while I
Oh.
interrupt. Can you see my cursor
Yeah.
move?
Mhm.
Okay, so Quemlin Park. Let's see. That would be,
It's
oh, there it is, right
there
there.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead, Mary.
Okay. So there is a beautiful and then again across the river, going back, there's another park with a bridge, and children can fish off the bridge. I think it's just children can fish there. And then you can hike up to see the dam. It's amazing. Like there's
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's, I mean, the first time I went there, I just could not believe that was basically in my backyard. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's
And
minutes from all of this, right?
Yeah, you can do there's a little rock climbing opportunity, and there's the park where you can have events and yeah, it's just, it's spectacular. Oh, fall, my favorite season here. So, and then another amazing activity would be the river floats. And there are numerous opportunities for that. You can go east towards Montana to the Kootenai River. And there's Bumblebee is a really popular
Oh, that's true.
float site. And then actually not a little bit west towards, actually, I believe it'd be considered state line. There's another great drop-in spot, they call it, where you can float the Spokane River. And it is so fun. You put your raft. A lot of people tie several rafts together, have their floating speaker to listen to music and their ice chests of snacks and drinks. And you can float for like, I mean, I think I went on one that was almost 4 hours, and it is so fun. And
Look what else
switching-
is so fun.
yeah, Silverwood
How far,
Yeah.
let's say, I think maybe less than an hour, right? Like 45 minutes or something from Silverwood,
would be,
from the house.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's our own little amusement park. Then there's a water park. Such a fun park, and it provides a lot of employment opportunities for youth. A lot of teens will work
That's
there in
true.
the summer. And yeah, their families, my husband actually worked at Silverwood a couple summers just for fun. And he met families that actually said they would prefer Silverwood over Disneyland. I kid you not. So
Well, it's a lot less expensive than Disneyland,
Yes.
that's for sure. Kaylee, have you guys gone to Cherry Hill?
We have.
Or they're not too young for that? Your little
No.
one?
No, this year they've done good. The last few years I've sort of regretted taking them because I've had to pack them up the hill while I have the sled, the whole thing. It was a
Oh.
good work for me, but this year they actually were able to do it themselves for the most part. And yeah, it's awesome. Nice, cute little, I mean, it's like 5 minutes down from where I live, just right in
Oh.
Coeur d'Alene. And free.
Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, free. It costs no
Free.
money. It's cool.
Yeah.
They groom it so it stays nice. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And yeah.
And then in the summer months, I think they have dirt biking over there.
mhm.
Yeah, and a BMX track that goes
Mhm.
around. Yeah. So
Cool. There's so much to do. And I mean, I don't want to go on and on and on, but the point is, for people who, might need a lot of bedrooms, and love the idea of gardening or hobby farming, you can see this area is well suited for just a variety of things, but especially, enjoying that rural lifestyle. There's so many people that live out on the prairie in North Idaho, and to Mary's point, yes, trains are just part of the deal out here, but there's just so many opportunities to really live a rich, enjoyable life. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in this home, or any other, but you please get in touch with us. My name is Michelle Renee. Mary Welsh, her information is, all over this listing, and you can reach us also by going to destinationliving.co and look up the listing, and a lot of, the things here that you're, a link to a lot of the things here that you're seeing. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tour of the home and the area. Ladies, is there anything else that I missed or that you want to?
Well,
say?
just one quick thing, the prairie is pretty immense here, and there are areas where you're going to have a really nice home and then, an eyesore, so to speak, broken down cars in the yard. But what's nice about this area too is it's a new neighborhood. So you've got these very attractive homes all around you. So just wanted to put in that other comment because it makes a difference. So
It really does. And by new, I mean, like within a year old or so, right?
yeah. So
Yeah, this home was built in 2020.
2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
cool.
like new. Thank you,
Kaylee,
Michelle.
thanks for joining us and explaining your
Kaylee.
financing programs.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay, take care, ladies.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.